Hi, I'm Kalora and I'm here to bring you our pose of the week. Today's pose of the week is Heron Pose, and Heron Pose is a really awesome hamstring stretch. If done traditionally, it can also incorporate a pretty sincerely awesome quadricep stretch as well. And there's a lot of ways to modify it. I'll show you how to use a block, how to use a strap as well. And I just want to recommend that you are super warmed up before you do any kind of deep stretches. This is a deep stretch for your hamstrings, your whole lower body. So be warm before you try this one on. So we're here today to talk about Heron Pose. This is a seated pose, so you'll do it from your seat. You'll want to for sure be super warmed up for this one. It's a pretty intense hamstring stretch, and if done traditionally, it's also a pretty intense quadricep stretch as well. You want to take care of your knees for sure. So I'll just give you the traditional way, and then I'm going to give you some options too. So we come into our Heron Pose from like a hero pose, because half of the pose is hero. So I'm going to bring my right knee into half hero by rolling my calf muscle out of the way. My foot is going to be outside of my sit bone, so I don't want to actually sit on my foot. I want my foot like to the outside of my hip. My calf is out of the way, my knee is flat down here. So from there, I'm just bringing my other leg out in front. And I mean, this is also a pose all by itself. You would, take yourself forward. But for Heron, maybe we've already done that pose. Our hamstring is already warm. So you want to sit tall, ground through your sit bones, deep breath in, and as you exhale, lift your leg. Start to catch your leg. So this is where a lot of people get into trouble. They start to round their spine and collapse just to get their leg in towards their body. Don't do that. Sit up tall as you can. Keep that lower back long, your shoulders away from your ears, and breathe deeply. Maybe you just stay and take a few breaths here. This is really good. If you need more, as you exhale, you start to bring your foot closer towards your face. And a lot of this is going to depend on how warm you are and how your hamstrings are feeling that day. And you can grab your foot however feels okay and keep bringing it in. That's about as far as I can go. Some people go even further, but this is pretty good for me, so I'm just going to be here. Lift my chest, make sure I'm staying long in the spine, and breathe. And then just slowly, I'm going to let it go. Float my leg down, relax, sit up tall, and take care of my knee by just leaning out and stretching my leg out nice and long. So that whole half hero pose thing for some folks on the knee is just not going to be happy feeling. So another option, the way I usually do this pose is I take that hero knee and I bring it out in front instead into kind of like just a normal seat. And I'm grounded through my sit bones, lift the chest, and then grab that front foot and lift it up. So for me, there's way less pressure on that knee here. This is a perfectly viable option for your Heron Pose, as long as you keep your spine long, and then you work your leg towards your face just to your own degree, keeping that spine long. And then gently, you just set it down. So, those are some ways of doing it. You've got lots of ways of playing with your props. You can use a block, you can use a strap. So I'll kind of give you some options there too. So if you're okay with doing your half hero pose, roll your calf outside, foot is outside the hip, sit up tall. But if your hamstring's feeling kind of cranky, use your strap. So you can wrap your strap behind your foot, get a good grip, sit up tall, deep breath in, and as you exhale, just start to lift your leg. So the strap, especially if you have short arms, for example, like anatomically, or if it's just, you're tight in your shoulders and reaching your foot is going to make you round your spine, use a strap. It's going to just create more length so that you can sit tall, relax the shoulders, and then, hands are just as close to your foot as you can get them without straining. And then you just sit tall, pull your belly in, and breathe. You could point your toes or flex them. And then you lower everything down and do the other side. If you were in a situation where you wanted to work the half hero thing and it's just really feeling uncomfortable on your knee, then you can always stick a block underneath your opposite hip. So be here, you know, and that way there's a lot less pressure on my knee. I'm grounded down through my sit bones and I feel way better here. And you might just stay. You might not do your Heron in this position. You just be tall and breathe. And then you could always pour forward, and then it's almost like doing that Heron pose. You're still stretching your hamstrings out and breathing into the back of your leg. And then lift your chest, slide out of the pose, and just be as you are. Thank you so much for watching our videos. If you liked what you saw, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and like us on Facebook. Leave us any comments that you've got, and we'll be sure to get back to you. Once again, thank you so much. Namaste.